Just before the sun came up, I turned and reached for her. The bed was empty where she ought to be. I thought I'd felt alone before, but this is something else. The world I've known has fallen in on me. I thought about the years we spent living out our dreams. We failed at some, but most of them came true. The thought of going on without her's more than I can stand. For years I've measured everything by two. One year I bought another ranch without consulting her. She didn't stomp her feet and wring her hands. She calmly said, "Now, cowboy, I got lots of faith in you, but you should tell your partner about your plans." The cattle market went to hell and it refused to rain. The banker threatened calling in our loan. Instead of laying all the blame on me, she got a job to let me know that I was not alone. When we were short of money and we needed extra help, she'd pitch right in and work just like a man. She wasn't much on riding broncs or fixing barbed wire fence, but she sure did her best to make a hand. The winter that the blizzard came and raged for several days, all we could do was build a fire and read. The 2-year-olds were stranded in the Willow Canyon breaks and the snow was way too deep to get to feed. I was moaning we was busted, and she handed me my coat. She said, "Cowboy, we got lots of work to do." We bucked the snow for hours till we found 'em in a draw. We drove 'em home and only lost a few. The time I cut my finger off, I acted like a child. I thought I'd never rope another steer, but she convinced me it would heal and be as good as new, and I won our local rodeo that year. Well, she did all the raising. When the young'uns came along, I was out by daybreak every single day, or listening to the cattle market on the radio. The kids played second fiddle all the way. The oldest boy's a lawyer, and he lives in San Antonio. The youngest likes to ranch, so he's still here. Our daughter lives in Austin. She just had her second child. We get them grandkids several times a year. The baby died the summer that the big tornado came. We had just rebuilt the house and moved back in. And while she weathered both the storms, the cowboy fell apart. I never knew how strong she was till then. She said, "I can't forget the night we lost Sarita's foal. You said it's best 'cause something wasn't right. Well, maybe God knows something about our baby that we don't. That's why he took her home with him tonight." Way back in our younger days, I acted up a lot. I drank a bunch and used my fists as well. She never raised her voice to me. She never cut me down or told me I was on the road to hell. But she wasn't sympathetic when I couldn't raise my head. And instead of calling me a crazy fool, she'd quietly say, "My darling boy, when you get liquored up, you're funny, but not bulletproof or cool." Last night I was feeding cattle until almost 3 o'clock. It was cold as hell and sleeting up a storm. And the only thing I thought about was crawling in this bed. It seemed forever before my feet got warm. I could have slept all morning, but I finally woke myself. I was snoring loud enough to wake the dead. Just dawned on me. She took the neighbor widow into town. I didn't stir when she got out of bed. Well, I won't forget the emptiness when I thought she was gone. But I'm awake, and everything's all right. I guess I'd better saddle up and get myself to work. Lord, keep her safe till she gets home tonight.